Right. Next song's called Luckiest Sailor. It was written by a good friend of ours called Linda Kelly, whose boyfriend, or it wasn't even a boyfriend at the time, but the guy she ended up marrying was a guy who took a trip off in 1968 when the 3 trawlers went down, the Cleveland and the Peridot and the Romanus. And he was on the Peridot. We don't say Peridot, you know, we say Peridot. On the trawlers, and he'd been paying a lot of tax, he'd been making good trips, and the story was he was in a pub off Ezel Road. I think she was the second one to go to disappear in a week with all lives except one, and one was Harry Adams, who was the mate of the Cleveland man. Ross Cleveland. Yeah. And he did, but so there was actually 2 that didn't make it. So this is called The Luckiest Sailor. Again, it's got a chorus. All these musical songs got choruses. I've been fishing the sea since the lad of 15. Not a place in the ocean that I've never seen. I've seen northern lights and the whale fish at play, been drunk on the dog watch, been flying up the bay, and I prayed long and hard in the westerly storms, and I dreamt of the young girls that helped keep me warm. And I sat with the old jacks and listened with glee to the tales of the women, the drink and the sea. I'm the luckiest sailor that all ever knew, when the Kingston ship sank with the loss of her crew. I pray for their lives, their sons and their wives, on the day that the Peridot perished. Well, I am a young Betty with settle in hand, trawling in Iceland, the white fish to land, and I'm dressed to the nines in me rooker-back tails. I'm off down the Stricky for to sink a few whales. I'll tell you a story of the taxman and me, been robbing me blind since I first went to sea. So I says to the skipper, I'll spend time ashore, for I'm damned if the taxman will have any more. I'm the luckiest sailor that all ever knew, when the Kingston ship sank with the loss of her crew. And I prayed for their lives, their sons and their wives, the day that the Peridot perished. Well, a whisper was heard, an old ship was down, no hope for a rescue, for a crew was all around. And I sucked up me ale, and I knew in me head that the old ship was my ship, and me mates was all dead. And the coins in me pocket weighed heavy that day. It took me no courage to throw them away, and me mind took me back to them long years at sea. And I asked the good Lord, why me mates and not me? I'm the luckiest sailor that all ever knew, when the Kingston ship sank with the loss of her crew. And I prayed for their lives, their sons and their wives, the day that the Peridot perished. I'm the luckiest sailor that all ever knew, when the Kingston ship sank with the loss of her crew. And I prayed for their lives, oh, their sons and their wives, on the day that the Peridot perished.
course, was 1968.
1968?
Yeah. Well, this one's 200 years old. It's an incident, true incident, that happened at the mouth of the Humber. Some of you probably know that the mouth of the Humber, Spurn Point, is one of the most dangerous places in the world. Simply because there's no rocks, there's no cliffs, there's very little visual to actually suggest the danger. And yet you've got a fifth of all of England's water comes past that point, that the rain that falls on England actually goes past that point out to sea. And it is a very dangerous place because you've got all that force of water going through a narrow channel, and you've got the tide coming in the other way. Couple that with a storm, it's a hell of a place to be, especially when you're in the days of the wooden ships. This is a ship called the Industry, and it's a true story. All on Spurn Point a vessel lay, all on Spurn Point all that day. A vessel called the Industry was lost upon the raging sea. At 7 o'clock on Sunday night, a ship ran aground all on Spurn Point. The swelling waves ran mountains high, in dismal state the ship did lie. And when on shore we came to know, to where assistance we did go, we manned the lifeboat stout and brave, expecting every man to save. We hailed the captain who stood astern, "We've come to save you and your men. We want no help," and the captain cried, "We shall come off with the next tide." Heave us a line, we once more did say, and alongside of your ship we'll lay. We want no help again, he cried, and thank you to move immediately. In the space of half an hour or more, our lifeboat it had reached the shore. We watched her till 11 that night, then in distress she showed a light. Into the lifeboat once more we got, and hastened to that fated spot. We thought to save all that ship's crew, but the light disappeared then from our view. And then we heard one poor man cry, "For God's sake help me or I'll die. My messmate's drowned and so must I." And down he went immediately. The captain was the cause of it. Into the lifeboat he wouldn't get, or else all hands we might have saved, and kept him from a watery grave. Wreck of the Industry.
It's another one of Linda's songs. Linda's a bank manager, or was a bank manager. And so, when we do other stuff than sea stuff, all three of us actually, in different bands and all whatever. And in my repertoire, the two of the favourite songs I've got, I think, of all the songs I've collected over the years, they've both been written by bank managers. They've both been written about nothing to do with bank managing. And the story was when the trawler lads, they finally got some settlement of money for all the years, because they was classified as casual, no matter how many years they've been on trawlers. They was going into Linda's bank and paying this money across, and she was thought, there's not a lot there for all them years at sea, you know, and the owners have got lots of money. And she wrote the song, even though it's a sea song, and I've talked about this, and I tend to look at this song about as a working person song where they've been in an industry and it's gone, like the mines and the steelworks and the pits and everything else, that's shipbuilding, all our big industries, industries have gone, and generations of people who have been in these industries and they know nothing else, and it's handed down, even the customs and the speech, like up in Durham, even the speech is carried on. So I tend to think like that. Spare Round is where we took our name from, because there's four of us usually. Bill's not here tonight, he's doing something else. He's breakdancing or something. It's so Bill, you want to watch some usual breakdancing, but it's fiddling as well then. And so Spare Round was a deckhand on a trawler. So it's as simple as that, and the song is actually called Spare Round. I dream of distant waters, though my fishing days are done. And for 30 years I've walked the factory floor. At night when I lay dreaming, I can still hear howling gales, how we hauled our nets and pulled the fish on board. Oh, the owners call me casual, I 20 years at sea, and I swear I worked as hard as any man. But then they cut the quotas and they took me job away. In me heart I'll always be a fisherman. It's a dim and distant memory now, it's faded in the past, like a photograph that's not seen light of day. But you don't forget the hunger, and you don't forget the pain, or the misery that doesn't go away. 'Cause when the fishing ended and the men in suits demand, you'd better get another job, and this time on dry land. But don't expect redundancy or to get a helping hand, for they'll soon forget that you're a fisherman. And the cold of the Atlantic chilled the hearts of angry men who struggled on to earn their daily bread. Like the father long before, they trod the ocean deep, and they never knew their living would be dead. Now they're standing at the factory gates, they're queuing in a line, saying to try again tomorrow, lads, you'll have no luck this time. And they wander home and tell the wife and kids it will be fine, but you'll always live and die a fisherman. And the TV and the tabloids, they got bored, they went away, for they told us that they bigger fish to fry. And the men in suits informed us it's a fight you cannot win, so give up lads and let the fishing die. For the shore to have the onus was their influence that great, that they wouldn't have them struggle at their hand. It's a trickle-down economy, they'll give you what they can, but they'll soon forget that you're a fisherman. And the children sit and listen to the tales their fathers tell, and it seems that it's a world they'll never know. The catches and the conflicts are the misery and the hell, and the battlegrounds of Iceland long ago. For their father is a carpenter and a rider of the land. He's a lagger, he's a miner, and he does the best he can. But when he goes to sleep at night, he'll be bringing in the Quran, for he'd always live and die a fisherman. Yes, when he goes to sleep at night. He'll be bringing in the brand, for it always live and die, a fisherman.
It's one of them lay tales.
I'm talking about the next song actually.
Okay.
This is, this isn't a sad one. It's the collier who used to come and get the coal from places like Goole, which is where I volunteer in the museum there. I'm talking about the museums. We've got various projects that we're involved in at the moment. We've got a lottery grant hopefully coming off if it doesn't. All the money that we raise is going towards recordings for Hull Maritime Museum. So anything that we get is going towards that, apart from the odd petrol expenses for when we go somewhere. And we're making these recordings, and they're going to be put on a loop in the actual museum as background music in the museum to that. So we're doing one about whaling at the moment, whaling songs. And we're also going to do one about fishing songs as well. Tonight they're nearly all sort of fishing songs. But this one's called a collier brig, and when I went down the coast on the tug, funnily that we were going in the opposite direction at that time, and we were almost sinking at one point. The stern post, the rudder post was sprang a leak, and the arse end was underwater.
Nautical term.
And we're limped into Harwich to do some repairs. And this song starts off in Harwich. It's coming the other way, and it's coming to collect the coal from Kidby in this case on the Trent. But the museum where I work in Goole is the Yorkshire Waterways Museum. And that was one of the big centres where they brought the coal down. In fact, the tug that I was on going down to London was one of the tugs that brought the coal down from the pits into Goole to be hoisted up in and then shooted down into the coals into the colliers. And so this is the collier. It's a bit of a light relief one. It's called the collier brig. You might have to cover your ears up for some of the verses because they're a bit rude. Oh, the westbound ship that ever set sail sailed out of Harwich on a windy day.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
She was built in Roman style, held together with bits of twine.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Skippers half Dutch in the midst of June, the crew of 14 and stood due.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Nothing in the galley, nothing in the old, the Dutch rolled in with a bag of gold.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Up the cobbles to Cromer Cliff, steering like a wagon with a wheel adrift.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
We steered our way round Lowestoft next, the wind back round to the south-southwest.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Running on a sandbank we got stuck, skippers drunk in the dog and duck.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Up come a mermaid bird in slime, we took her down the old and we had a good time.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
Up the Humber and up to town, pump your buggers, pump or drown.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
All was dropped by a Kidby crew, the bottom was rotten and it went right through.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go.
After all our fears and alarms, we all went into the Druid's arms.
Stormy weather, boy, when the wind blows, the barge will go. remembering it because I'm playing in with another band in a hall at the front. We're doing a wedding, so it's a gathering like this, but this doesn't resemble anything like we've done tonight. I'm out of many parts, as I say. I don't know why I've joined this other band, quite honestly, but I'm in there anyway.
Out of many parts.
Oh,
most of them is own.
Most of them my own. This is actually a whaling song. It's an old whaling song. It's called The Weary Whaling Grounds. It's about, again, it's a miserable song. And it usually waits for 2 or 3 years, sometimes longer. And the last bit of the song says we've sailed away 3 years of our life. We've earned about £3.5. £3.10. That would have been quite a good payoff in them days. If I have the wings of a gull, my dear, I spread them and fly home. I'd leave all Greenland's icy shores for the right whale there is none. For the work is hard and the window blow. There's little comfort here. I'd rather be snug in a deck-good home, drinking of good beer. Well, a man must be mad, or he wants money bad to venture catching whale. But he may be drowned when the fish turns around, or his arm be smashed by his tail. But the work is grand for the young green hand. His heart is full when he goes. In a very short burst, he'll soon hear the curse of a cry of the ship closed. Now it's up on deck, now for Christ's sake, move quickly if you can. And he stumbles on deck, he's so dizzy and so sick, for his life he don't give a damn. And I overread the great blue spread, the making to whale the iron, and comes a load in a purple flood, turns to see that right mine. These trials we bear for 3 long years, and we are safe for home. We're supposed for a toil to get a bonus on the oil, and an equal share of the bone. We go to the ancient to settle for the trip. We find we caught to the man. We've sailed away 3 years of our life. We've had about £3.10.
Yeah, cheers, man.
All right,
see you soon.
See you now.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Thanks very much.
This is another nice little, very repetitive one that you can join in with. Okay. No, it's alright. No, fine. It's a fisherman's song, this one, and it's a bit of a sarcastic comment, really, on a very lazy fisherman who didn't really want to go out to sea, so he kept making excuses, and you'll see what the excuses are as we go through it. So, yeah, a chance to join in if you like.
west. She'll blow a roughneck vest. So I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. Yes, I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. When the windproof north wind do blow, then there ain't no point to go. So I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do blow. Yes, I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do blow. When the wind blows from the east, there's a great foam and no beast. So I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. When there ain't no wind to go, well the sails they ain't won't blow. So I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. Yes, I open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go. Oh, my dad was a fisherman bold, and he lived till he grew old. So he'd open the pane and pop out the flame just to see how the wind do go.
We do one more?
Yeah.
Okay then. We'll do one. We haven't done any unaccompanied ones, have we?
No.
Should we do Fathom the Bowl?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This is a drinking song.
Yes.
Notice we're drinking water.
No, I'm not. I'm drinking
No, he's
that.
not.
I'm
He's
drinking
not
that
giving it, so
down
that's alright. Really appropriate. Okay,
I like
so
water stuff.
this is right. So you join harmony,
Yeah.
Okay then.
All me bold heroes, give an ear to me song, and I'll sing in the praise of good brandy and rum. There's a clear crystal fountain near England shall roll. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. From France we do get brandy, from Jamaica comes rum. Sweet oranges and apples from Portugal come. But stout and strong cider are England's control. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. Me wife, she do disturb me as I'm laid at me ease. Why, she does as she like and she says as she please. Me wife, she's the devil, she's black as the coal. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. Me father he do lie in the depths of the sea, with no stone at his head, but what matter to he? There's a clear crystal fountain near England shall roll. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch
join in with the Edinburgh J?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, G.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, we're not in a rush now. The mix's gone off anyway, so this is the. I went out collecting folk songs. Started in the '60s with the tape recorder, going all around the East Riding recording songs. I started off with my own family, my own grandparents and my mum and my uncles, and recorded all their stuff, and recorded lots of farming communities around the area. But one of the great bad things, there was not a single song, traditional song anyway, that I could record from some singer about Hull. Nothing about Hull at all. Plenty about the East Riding and songs from the East Riding and the farming community, but nothing that actually mentioned Hull. There were stuff in manuscripts and prints and things like that, but nothing actually from oral tradition. And then I had a Cayley band for many, many years, and we were going to split up, and I needed a new lead musician, and somebody told me about a young accordionist, piano accordionist, who was playing with, not folk music at all, he was playing with the Hull Accordion Band, and I asked him if he would come and join us, and he said yeah. And he'd been playing in our Cayley band for 15 years, and he said, I've got this old tape up in the loft. When he was a lad, he'd been playing with this band, and they'd been playing at the Guildhall, in fact it was, for some old people, and they'd been playing, and all the accordionists had sat down, and were having a break, but the tape recorder was still running, and this old girl had just stood up and launched into this song, and it's really typical of Hull, because it's called Headon Road Jail. What else would it be? Yeah. It's very disrespectful as well. All around old Headon Road Jail, where you do no talking. All around old Headon Road Jail, when you tease in Tario come, extra mailbags in your cell. Take warning what I've said. It's a ruddy, rotten prison for a soldier. At 6 o'clock the bells do ring for every man to rise, to wash and scrub his little cell and the place he occupies. All around all Headon Road Jail, where you do no talking. All around all Headon Road Jail, when you tease in Tario come, your mailbags in your cell. Take warning what I've said. It's a ruddy, rotten prison for a soldier. At 7 o'clock, Skilly comes in. Skilly boiling not. It's sometimes thick and it's sometimes thin, and a pint is all you've got. All around all Headon Road Jail, where you do no talking. All around old Headon Road Jail, when you tease in Tario come, messy mailbags in your cell. Take warning what I say. It's a ruddy, rotten prison for a soldier. And Headon Road prison smells, and the bells are made of brass. And now I've done my 6-month, you can stick 'em right up your round old Headon Road Jail, where you do no talking. All around old Headon Road Jail, when you tease in Tario come, messy mailbags in your cell. Take warning what I say. It's a ruddy, rotten prison for a soldier.
And the spare hands, thank you so much. When Howard and I met Steve in the centre of Hull back in April, we discussed about this evening and what we could have, what we could do and so on. That was fine, no problem, and we were very confident that it would turn out to be not just good, but very good, and I think it's exceeded our expectations.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you ever so much.